physics is an experimental science. We look at what we're doing here. We recognize that it fits within standards. It does touch on the region standards. It does touch on the Common Core standards, but it's kind of an oddity in that I think in this course, often been focused on the regions, but in reality, this is a particular activity dealing with some core physics items that doesn't actually fit well within that curriculum concepts. The concepts of heat transfer, the concepts of electrical energy, cost of electrical energy, how those concepts relate to Ohm's law, which is something that we're studying in their Regents curriculum and would touch on another curricula. Looking at insulation and the cost benefit of insulating a house, dealing with a thing called Newton's law of hot band. So what we have is a lab experiment that allows them to do some inquiry. Behind me is a big thermometer. We encourage them to use a temperature probe, such as a vernier probe, that allows them to quickly do some measurements. Because a lot of the work in this lab is not doing the measurements per se, but being able to control the rate at which energy is being dumped into our cardboard house, and that control is an important element of the measurement they're asked to do. The activity itself is based on a lab activity that came out of the Concord Consortium. I don't know if any of you have run into that before. This is a physics, chemistry, biology. Concord Consortium also has some simulations and some labs which students can do. Take a look at that website as well. But also the PHP website if you're not suggested, and have tried to build it into something that would fit into a couple of weeks of a curriculum in a public school physics context of one form or another, public or private school. So what we have available on the website, which is behind us, and I'm not, my opportunities is making this website active haven't worked that well, but certainly you guys can experiment with it later. We have in that website the PowerPoint presentation which the teacher can use to present the material and start getting the kids thinking about the kind of questions that need to be answered in understanding. And what we're trying to do is some basic measurements and then do some additional measurements on their own, experiment, trying to figure out how in a real-world context. So we have an overview presentation in there which the teacher might use to kick off the unit. We have a number of street we hold on to. Of course, there's nothing to prevent students from getting that. Then, from the student point of view, we have overall documentation. We have a lab covering about 2 weeks worth of work, a lab presentation, and also some sample calculations so they can see how to do some of the work that's inside the lab context. All of this is available on the website and can be downloaded as needed. We also have on the wall that I'm facing, and I encourage none of you to activate it at this moment, a set of YouTube that Lynn put together. Lynn actually built this model for us and did some testing. She did a wonderful job of it, but she's also very active and creative in the way she communicates, and she does a lot of YouTube.
Hi, I'm Lynn Colucci-Mazenko, and I'm here to introduce a fun and simple science experiment that you might want to try with your own students. The heart of this unit is to build a simple model house, built with very simple materials to study energy efficiency and power usage under given conditions. Our team developed this project for consideration in K-12 classrooms, perhaps middle school science or high school physics. The project is derived from a study by the Concord Consortium. Students working in teams will build the house from basic materials, nothing fancy, like cardboard, the base of the house and the walls and roof. There'll be 2 cutouts for that. And instructions are all found on our website.
literacy
Once the house is assembled
and
with packing tape and a window is filled in with acetate. Hi, I'm Lynn Colucci-Mazenko, and I'm here to introduce a fun and simple science experiment that you might want to try with your own students. The heart of this unit is to build a simple model house.
We've done all of our discussions in this activity from the point of view of how fast does it take to heat something and how much energy does it take. There's an inverse problem of watching something cool and how insulation affects the cooling. That's alluded to as an option in some of the materials we have. Something someone might do for credit. So this is kind of the thrust of what we have. It's trying to find an inquiry-based approach to dealing with some basic physics concepts, giving them an experiment that can apply to the real world, something that they can go home and talk to their parents about when it makes sense to turn things down and when it doesn't. Real practical kinds of things, and yet dealing with the physics at whatever level the student. I guess it's time for either any of my cohorts or to add anything that they'd like to, or any questions.